Welcome to Elite Force Staffing's podcast, where we talk shop about the world of construction staffing, industrial and commercial projects, and sometimes absolutely nothing of importance. Today, host Brent Waters is speaking on one of the many difficulties employers are currently facing: finding workers. Why is it so tough right now, and is there anything that can be done about it? If any of this sounds familiar, or maybe you know somebody or you're in this position, you might find this episode helpful. Go ahead and give it a listen. Enjoy.
Hey everybody out there, it's Brent Waters with Elite Force Staffing. Got a good topic for today. This is one that I think everyone is going to completely understand because it's all around us. And it's the big question is, where are all the workers? Why can't we find people to work right now? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the things that are leading to this. We're going to talk about what is making this situation different than any other situation, at least I can remember in my lifetime, kind of unprecedented, I guess, if you will. And then what can you do as an employer to try to make this situation better and get your positions filled? Right now, you look everywhere, look all around you. You're driving to work. You got billboards. Companies are advertising for workers. All different types of companies are advertising for workers. You got on billboards. You're listening to your radio. There's radio ads for people looking for workers with sign-on bonus. You go to, your local 7-Eleven or your Wawa or your Circle K or whatever, and you've got a massive sign on the door, hiring now, $500 sign-on bonus. You turn on the TV, CNN or Fox News, kind of depending on which one you watch, and you're reading about Chipotle, I think, is looking for some incredible number of workers. Uber can't find people to drive. McDonald's, some franchise somewhere in the country is offering a free iPhone if you come to interview. So it's everywhere. Here in Richmond where we are, there was an article in the paper probably about 2 months ago that said that in the Richmond area there was 5,000 open restaurant positions. And that even when the governor, if and when the governor brings this whole thing back to 100% as far as your ability to go out and about, that some of these businesses won't be able to open full time because they can't find enough people. It's crazy. It's all around you. We're looking at this and saying, what's happening here? And depending on who you talk to, you're going to get a bunch of different answers. I do think this is different. And look, I've been in the skilled trades business for a long time. I'd say I probably 12, 13 years ago read the first article that said, hey, we're going to have this massive wave of boomers retiring, and there's going to be a huge lack of skilled trades, especially in certain trades. So we've seen this coming for a long time. This is nothing new. Over the last 10 years, we've really focused a lot more of our attention on recruiting than hiring, than selling, because of the fact that there's tons of people looking for workers and just not enough workers. So, this isn't a new problem. And I think depending on what market sector you're in, maybe it's not as much of a problem. Is this a low wage thing? Maybe to a certain extent it could be, but not all the time. So there could be some markets that are thinking, hey, we're having no issues finding people, so what's the problem? So let's kind of unpack that. What are the issues? What makes this one different than all the other ones? So obviously, it's the little blue elephant in the corner, right? It's COVID. This is unprecedented for my lifetime. This is something completely different we've never dealt with. How does COVID affect this? Fear. People are afraid to go back to work. In some cases, people are insecure. They've been watching the news for a year. They're scared. Obviously, COVID eliminated tons of positions in a lot of market sectors. Hospitality, retail, food service. People were furloughed. People, maybe were working different types of schedules. This created a lot of childcare issues for people. I know there's been tons of articles about women in the workforce and how that's affected them. And then you've got, kids that aren't going to school, right? So you've got a parent that's there at home when they're doing virtual school. So yeah, that's COVID. And then along with COVID, you've got this is a huge debate. The pandemic federal unemployment benefits. So depending on where you sit politically, you've got people on one side saying that, hey, if it's cheaper to sit, or if you can make more money sitting at home, why are you going to go back to work? And then on the other side of the aisle, you've got people saying that, hey, these are low wage positions and these people need to pay more. So that's more ideological. That can go way, way deeper than I want to go here today. But there are some big kind of philosophical debates going on right now. There's this term, the Great Resignation, that you'll hear of this concept that, people in certain markets are just leaving and will never go back. So I think there's going to be some effect there. But, like I said, I think there's definitely, I don't have a position on it, but I think there's definitely an effect that happens when people really aren't going to be in such a hurry to get back to work because they are able to pay their bills and take care of these things because of this additional aid. So like I said, we think people have probably just left the workforce for good. You do have people in some lower wage areas that are saying, hey, we're going to look at this as an opportunity to try to get these wages up. If the market bears it, the market bears it. That's great for everybody. So it's a big ball of craziness right now. And, trying to find folks is very difficult. So now that we've kind of defined, what's caused this, throw in a couple tips on maybe what you can do as an employer to try to, because what are we hearing right now? It's panic. It's, hey, what we've been doing in the past, what we've done for years, the way we've always done it, it's just not working. And that just terrifies people. We've got jobs, we've got work that needs to be done, and we cannot find the people to do it. What do we do? We're getting calls. One sec. We're getting calls from companies every day, 1, 2, 3 times. Companies we've never heard from all over the country in every different type of construction market. That's, hey, we can't find these people. We've got jobs, we can't start the jobs. So here's some things to look at, right? Advertising. Are you advertising in the right place? Are you writing good ads? Your comp. Is your comp right in the market that you're in? If you're several dollars below everybody else that's hiring in the same market that you're in, that's something you got to look into. We see this a lot, and in different times, but also right now is, hey, we're in a really bad place right now. We need people, and okay, well, we've got people for you. When can you start them? Oh, let me get back to you. So I understand that the bigger the company is, there's a lot more red tape. There's a lot more steps, and I still think that's important. I think companies need to go through all those. But in a time like this, you need to be ready to make that move. Be agile. If you're ready to go and you're advertising and people are responding, you need to be able to move quickly and get those people to work. Because if they lose engagement right now, not to mention there's a lot of other folks looking, you might lose them. So be ready to move. I think really more than anything right now, you got to sell the job. You got to sell the position. You got to sell the company. It's not just an hourly wage or a salary. What else is involved? I mean, what else? Is it culture? Is it PTO? Is it retirement? What is it about your position and your company that makes it a place that you want people to come work for? I mean, if you're just running ads that say, hey, we're looking for this at this pay rate. Okay, that's great. But, let's really try to sell and make this sound great and fun and get somebody that's sitting on the couch to go, hey, that sounds like a place that I want to be. Referral Blitz, or, just look within the company. And say, make sure all your workers know, hey, we need more people. Do you know people? In my experience, good people refer good people. So look within and see, hey, do you know anybody that maybe wants to make a change or whatever that would be a good fit for us? And, here's, a little bit of a pitch to you. Maybe you want to partner up with a, really specialized staffing company that's uniquely qualified to help you, whether it's, you want to use people on a lease basis or you want to do a temp to perm type thing. A company like Elite Force, that's all we do here is recruit all day. We don't have to do a lot of other things. We can put like 95% of our efforts towards finding people. So that might be a solution for you as well. But look, this is the good news. No need to panic. Everyone's going to get through this. We might have to kind of pivot a little bit here to try to, figure out a different way to do things that we've done in the past. But I think this isn't going to be like this for much longer. I think people are going to start to get back to work. I think this is maybe that kind of awkward period following the pandemic, or, not that it's over with, but yeah. So good luck to everybody out there in filling your positions. If there's anything we do to help, feel free to give us a call.